Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction / gardener, and today it's another garden update video. It has been pretty darn toasty. It's 92 degrees as of right now in the greenhouse, and I think it's probably up to 80 at least now. And gosh, the humidity in the greenhouse is 39%, and I'm sure it's probably something similar in, yeah, it's about the same outside. I'm sticky. I'm starting to transition into my summer wardrobe because I just have to. It's getting warm. So over the weekend, Josh took the boys camping, so I had a little more than a 24-hour period where I was home alone. So I was able to get a couple projects that I wanted done. I've been wanting to plant potatoes in our chicken feed bags that we have, so I was able to get a couple of those done. There was a video that I had found on YouTube that was pretty informative on how to do this in the whole process. So basically, roll the bag halfway down, fill it 3 potatoes roughly per bag, and then as the potatoes grow, you add more dirt and roll the bag up until it is completely full. So we'll see how that goes. Our potatoes in this wire drum, the plants are starting to come up, but I'm not sure if I need to be putting more dirt on those because I don't know, I need to figure that out, because I suppose if I'm doing it, I should probably be doing it now. So over in the corn / pumpkin bed, you can see we've got little corn stalks coming up. In the pumpkins, it looks like that one's doing okay. I don't know. Time will tell on those. That's definitely my motto for the year. Time will tell. Josh mowed over here, so the trees and the raspberries, I don't know, you can just tell that they're there, and he did not mow over my rhubarb this time, which I'm thankful for. All of our potted stuff, the tea plant and our 2 apple trees and a Chinese quince that my mom got me a couple years ago, we moved over here just so all of our potted stuff is in one area. That is stuff we're going to plant in the fall. The quince we'll probably try and plant sooner than later. Okay, back in the garden. These are some spaghetti squash that from seeds that I had taken out of a spaghetti squash from the grocery store. So I'm curious to see if we'll actually get any fruit from those. The peas are really just taking off, those ones, and these as well. And then my edamame is starting to pop up, and then I'm gonna need to thin those soon, which is just not one of my favorite activities to do. And then right here we have some carving pumpkin that's popping up. Those ones are seeds that were from one of our local pumpkin patches from a couple years ago. And then my zucchini's kind of chugging along. We've got a lot of strawberries. Jackson's gonna be thrilled about that. We have a ton of birds in the area that I know will likely get to the strawberries before we do. So I got some like shiny ribbon tape that I'll put in this area, and hopefully that will keep them away. Parsley's doing good. Just walked through a spider web. We've got little spinach leaves. And then the lettuce, I did take some of the outer leaves off. They were really bitter, so I'm hoping that by taking those off, it just kind of encourages the current plants to make me some lettuce. This bok choy beet bed really doesn't seem to be doing anything yet. There's a couple sprouts that are coming up, but the carrots are doing really good. My basil plants I moved out, and then our green beans are starting to come up. And then I have some tomato plants in here. The tomato plants that I started from seed, I'm giving up on them. There's like one very tiny leaf, and that's how it's been for about the last week and a half. So I'm not expecting anything from them. I don't know what happened, but I asked my mom and dad to pick me up 1 or 2 cherry tomato plants for the boys when they were out plant shopping the other day, and they got me 15 tomato plants. So I have a bit more than I anticipated, but 5 fit in this bed, and then I put 1 in this pot, and I'm trying to decide if I want to just squeeze in some between those cabbage plants, but then I also have this whole tray of cabbage that needs to go somewhere. But these are doing okay. I've had to put more eggshells out, and I did end up putting some slug bait out that my parents had given me. Those ones are actually doing really good, which I'm sure I probably need to thin that. And then this one has seen better days. I might end up replacing that one with one of the ones in there. I wasn't going to buy any potted vegetables this year or starts from the store I found this sriracha pepper and I had to get it for Josh. So that was my little splurge. Let's see, what am I thinking? It was either 2 or 3 butter squash seeds that I had put in the ground over there. Those aren't coming up yet, so that area is also a possible contender for tomatoes if I do end up needing more space for those. I mean, I do need space for those. I need to put them somewhere. That's the reality of it, but time will tell. I think I'm gonna wait another week, because last week when we had a lot of sun, that's when things really started to pop out of the ground. So I'm not giving up on them just yet. And then over here, it was either last year or the year before, my aunt gave me a grape plant, which Josh finally planted today. So we're hoping that that will kind of take over this area over here. And then, oh look, lavender. This area over here, I can tell that there are some flowers that are actually coming up from what I had planted. The loofah gourd doesn't really seem to be doing much, but the birdhouse gourd is doing okay. And then I've got some sunflowers that are coming up here and there. And then just some things. I think that is a cucumber. And let's see. And I think that is a cucumber. So if I can get at least 2 cucumber plants to grow, then I will take that as a win. But I believe that my mom ended up starting cucumbers twice by accident, so she'll probably have some leftovers that she can give me. Oh, speaking of things that I also got for my mom, I'll see if I can get a shot of the seed packet from her. But it's a green bean, but it's a purple bean, so it grows purple, but when you cook it, it turns green. And she gave me some of those seeds, and I planted those in between the loofah and the birdhouse gourd. So that'll be something that will be fun for the kids. I like getting specialty seeds that are just exciting to grow and that are unique, but I feel like a lot of the times those are the things that don't end up growing. But I suppose there is just some thrill and excitement about growing something on your own. So even if it is just a regular old orange carrot or a regular tomato, it's still thrilling when you're able to grow it with your own 2 hands. I moved this out, the Morning Glory seeds. I'm so excited to see how those do. And then over here, again, I planted a bunch of flower seeds. Those are coming up, but the beds in front of our bedroom windows are really starting to fill in. And all of that is just stuff that came up from last year. I did plant some hollyhocks, some zinnias, and some sunflowers by seed. None of those have at least made a significant appearance yet, but I'm really hoping that the hollyhocks take off because I'm super excited for those. And orange, that orange is really not my favorite color, but I love it in a flower. It's so bright and cheery, and all the bugs and critters seem to really like it. And then I did have a big bush of lemon balm that was here, but I pulled that out this morning to dry. Oh, new buddy. I have an idea for next year. Just as new things bloom throughout the year, I want to get like just one cutting of everything and dry it in a book. So at the end of the year, I can have like a whole year's worth of dried flowers from the flower season to look back on through, during the fall and winter when nothing is blooming. I was thinking that would be a fun project to do with Jackson, assuming that when he's 8, he'll still be interested in doing garden stuff with me. I think that is that for the day. Thank you for tagging along for a tour. I'm so happy with how much progress has been made over the last week as far as growth goes. It's so nice to see things popping up and actually growing. That's the hardest part for me, is like, is this seed going to do something? But they're doing stuff. So I'm gonna stop talking now. I'll see you next week. And as always, I love you. Have fun and be kind.